If you're over 50 and still drinking your coffee the same way you did in your 20s, you could be sabotaging your own manhood every single morning. Most men don't realize this, but the way you drink coffee can either boost your circulation and testosterone or slowly drain your energy, weaken your mornings, and leave you frustrated in the bedroom. I'm Dr. Lila Romano. I've been a practicing urologist for over a decade, helping thousands of men regain their confidence without pills, without pumps, and without expensive procedures. And today, I want to let you in on a little secret. You don't need to give up your morning coffee. In fact, with one small change, it can become the most powerful tool you have for supporting stronger, longer lasting erections after 50. So stay with me because in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how to drink your coffee to transform not just your mornings, but your confidence as a man. Now, let me explain why this matters so much. Erections aren't just about desire or arousal, they're hydraulic events. That means they depend entirely on how efficiently blood can flow into the smallest vessels of your body. And here's the hard truth: those vessels are in your penis. They're tiny, delicate, and the very first to suffer when circulation slows down. After 50, a man's body begins to change. Blood vessels stiffen, nerves become less responsive, and testosterone, the very hormone that fuels a man's confidence, begins to dip year by year. Most men think the problem is just low testosterone, but that's only half the picture. Erections require a perfect dance between blood flow, hormones, and nerve signals. When even one of those is disrupted, mornings become weaker, shorter, or disappear altogether. Now here's where coffee comes in. On its own, coffee gives you a temporary lift. You feel that buzz of energy, your heart races a little, and for a short time you think you're on top of the world. But soon after, the crash hits. Your cortisol, that's your stress hormone, spikes, your blood sugar wobbles, and instead of helping your circulation, coffee alone actually works against you. Think of it like putting cheap gas into a Ferrari. The car will run, but it won't run well. It sputters, it stalls, and over time, the engine starts to wear down. That's exactly what's happening to your body when you drink coffee the wrong way. But here's the good news. With just a few simple changes to how you drink it, coffee can actually become your greatest ally. These aren't expensive pills or dangerous procedures. These are everyday, natural shifts that steady your energy, protect your blood vessels, and retrain your erection reflex like it was in your 20s. Let me walk you through them, step by step. The first change is surprisingly simple: add cinnamon. Most men see cinnamon as nothing more than a spice for oatmeal or desserts. But cinnamon is one of the most powerful natural regulators of blood sugar we know of. Why does that matter? Because when your blood sugar spikes and crashes, it damages the lining of your blood vessels. And remember, erections are all about blood vessels. Stable sugar equals healthier circulation. I had a 58-year-old patient, a contractor, who struggled with constant afternoon crashes and weaker mornings. He began stirring just half a teaspoon of cinnamon into his morning coffee. Within weeks, not only did his energy level out through the day, but he told me his mornings with his wife were back with surprising consistency. He thought it was a coincidence at first, but the science is clear. Cinnamon helps steady your body, and a steady body produces steadier erections. My advice? Start small, half a teaspoon each morning, and use pure ground cinnamon, not sugary blends. You'll notice it adds a warm, mocha-like flavor, and quietly, in the background, it strengthens the very vessels that matter most. Once you've tried cinnamon, let's build on it with another addition that transforms coffee into a natural circulation booster: cocoa powder. Not the sweetened, sugary kind you buy for hot chocolate, but pure, unsweetened cocoa. Cocoa is loaded with flavonols, special compounds that help your body produce nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is the molecule that allows your blood vessels to relax and open. This is the exact pathway that pharmaceutical drugs target only. Here, you're doing it naturally. Think of your blood vessels as rigid pipes. If they're stiff, blood struggles to move through. Nitric oxide is like flipping a switch that relaxes those pipes, letting blood surge in freely. That's exactly what cocoa helps your body produce. And this isn't new science. The Aztecs called cocoa the food of the gods because they noticed how it fueled vitality and performance centuries ago. I had another patient, 61 years old, who had been living with constant fatigue and lack of drive. I suggested he stir a teaspoon of cocoa powder into his morning coffee. Within a month, he told me he not only felt sharper at work, but he also noticed a firmness he hadn't experienced in years. He joked with me, "Doctor, I didn't think a teaspoon of chocolate could change my marriage." But it can when it's cocoa, not sugar. Just 1 teaspoon each morning, stirred into your coffee, turning it into a rich mocha that works quietly too. Support nitric oxide and circulation. Now, while cinnamon and cocoa work on blood sugar and vessel flexibility, the third change supports your hormones. Add a small spoonful of coconut oil into your coffee. Coffee alone gives you a sharp spike, then a crush. But pairing it with healthy fat slows down the absorption of caffeine, keeping your energy steady for hours. More importantly, coconut oil provides the building blocks your body uses to stabilize hormones, especially testosterone. After 50, testosterone naturally declines, and when it dips too low, energy, confidence, and erections all suffer. One of my patients, a 62-year-old retired teacher, was struggling with constant crashes by noon. When he began adding a teaspoon of coconut oil into his coffee, he not only noticed steadier energy through the day, but within weeks, he described his mood and drive improving in ways he hadn't expected. His mornings came back stronger too, and his wife was the first to notice. The best part? It makes your coffee creamy, almost like a latte, so it's an easy change to stick with. My advice: start with a teaspoon, stir it in well, and let your body absorb the benefits. But here's something most men never think about when you drink your coffee. This fourth hack has nothing to do with what you put into the cup and everything to do with timing. Most men drink coffee first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. But when you do that, your cortisol, your body's main stress hormone, spikes sharply. And high cortisol is like a bully that pushes testosterone out of the way. Elevated cortisol weakens your energy, damages your hormones, and slowly robs you of your mornings. That's why I always recommend eat a light breakfast first, something simple like a boiled egg or a cup of Greek yogurt. Then drink your coffee. By shifting the timing, you protect testosterone, steady your energy, and support much stronger mornings. Now, if you really want to take your morning coffee to the next level, there's one more addition you should know about. It's a traditional booster that men in Peru have used for centuries to support energy, drive, and stamina: maca powder. Maca is a root vegetable grown in the Andes Mountains of Peru. For centuries, it's been used as a natural vitality booster for men. Modern studies show that maca can support sexual desire, energy, and even hormone balance. I had a patient in his late 50s who added just a teaspoon of maca powder into his morning coffee. At first, nothing changed. But by the fourth week, he reported feeling more energy during the day and more consistent firmness in the mornings. He told me, "Doctor, it's like a slow burn that suddenly wakes you up." That's how maca works, not overnight, but gradually, conditioning your body back toward youthful performance. The flavor is nutty and earthy, but when blended with cinnamon or cocoa, it creates a rich, satisfying drink. All it takes is a teaspoon stirred into your morning coffee. Over weeks, it quietly supports testosterone and manhood in a way no synthetic pill can match. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking, Dr. Romano, can 1 cup of coffee with a little cinnamon or cocoa really make that much of a difference? And that's exactly why I tell my patients this. The power isn't just in one ingredient, it's in consistency. Think of these coffee changes like training your body day by day to respond the way it used to. You wouldn't expect to lift weights once and suddenly have the body of a 20-year-old again, right? The same is true here. Small, daily habits compound over time, and the results quietly build in the background. And here's something important. Don't expect an overnight miracle. This isn't a magic pill. It's more like reconditioning your body, retraining your blood vessels, balancing your hormones, and studying your nerves. Some men notice subtle changes in the first few days: a bit more energy, a little more firmness in the mornings. For others, it may take 2 to 4 weeks of steady practice before the difference really shows itself. I tell my patients, give it at least a month and pay attention to the small wins along the way. That extra energy during the afternoon, that stronger mood, that steady confidence. Those are signs your body is responding. And remember, each of these hacks isn't meant to work in isolation. They layer together. Cinnamon helps stabilize blood sugar. Cocoa boosts nitric oxide. Coconut oil supports hormone balance. The timing shift protects testosterone. Maca nourishes long-term vitality. When combined, they don't just add up, they multiply. That's why it's so important not to skip or brush them off as too simple. Sometimes, it's the simplest changes that create the biggest transformations. I had a patient once tell me, "Doctor, I was skeptical at first. I thought, how could sprinkling a spice in my coffee make any difference?" But after 3 weeks, my wife was the one who noticed before I did. She asked me what I was doing differently because she saw the change. And that's the point. This isn't about quick fixes. It's about lasting change that sneaks up on you. So here's my advice to you. Start today, be patient with your body, and commit to consistency. Don't judge the results after 3 days. Give yourself time, let your body reset, and you'll be amazed at how powerful these small changes can become. And here's something else I tell every man I work with. Coffee hacks are powerful, but they don't exist in isolation. If you really want to see results, you need to build a supportive environment for your body. Think of your morning cup as the foundation, and then stack simple daily habits on top of it to create an unshakable system. The very first add-on is hydration. Before you even sip that first cup of coffee, drink a glass of water. Overnight, your body loses nearly a liter of fluid through breathing and sweating. Starting the day dehydrated thickens your blood, makes circulation sluggish, and weakens your morning. Performance before you even get out of bed. One glass of water first thing, followed by your improved coffee, primes your blood vessels and gives your body the hydraulic power it needs. The second add-on is your diet. Erections aren't just built in the bedroom, they're built in the kitchen. Nitric oxide-rich foods like beets, spinach, and leafy greens help open up blood vessels naturally, while omega-3 fats from salmon and walnuts protect them from damage. Imagine your coffee hacks working in harmony with these foods. It's like fueling your Ferrari with premium fuel instead of cheap gas. The difference in performance is real. And don't overlook movement. Your pelvic floor muscles, the very ones that help control and maintain erections, get weaker with age if you don't use them. A few minutes of simple Kegel exercises each day can strengthen those muscles and make the results from your coffee routine even more noticeable. Pair this with light walking or stretching to keep blood flowing, and you're supporting your body in every possible way. Now, before you run off and dump half your spice rack into your coffee, let me give you a few safety notes. More is not always better. Start small, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of cocoa, a single teaspoon of coconut oil. Give your body time to adjust. Too much cinnamon at once can upset your stomach. Too much caffeine can raise your blood pressure or cause jitters. Even natural remedies can overwhelm the body if used carelessly. And if you're taking medication, especially for blood pressure or diabetes, talk with your doctor before making big changes. Cinnamon and cocoa can interact with sugar and blood pressure levels. Coconut oil adds calories that some men with cholesterol concerns should moderate. And remember, coffee itself can raise heart rate in sensitive individuals. Be mindful. Start slow. Let your body guide you. I always remind my patients, these hacks are tools, not magic bullets. Use them wisely, and they'll serve you for years. Abuse them, and they can backfire. Balance, moderation, and consistency. That's the formula that works. Gentlemen, I want you to take one thing away from this. Decline is not inevitable. Too many men over 50 are told to just accept that their best days are behind them. But I've seen, time and time again, that with the right daily habits, your body can surprise you. Your energy can return. Your mornings can come back. And your confidence as a man can be rebuilt, one cup at a time. You don't need expensive pills, risky procedures, or embarrassing trips to the pharmacy. Sometimes the most powerful medicine is sitting right in your own kitchen. Cinnamon, cocoa, coconut oil, maca, and yes, even the simple timing of when you drink your coffee. These small shifts can transform your mornings in ways you never thought possible. But here's the key: you have to start. So I challenge you tomorrow morning, pick just one of these hacks and try it. Add half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Stir in a spoon of cocoa. Shift your coffee until after breakfast. Just one change. Do it for 30 days. Watch how your body responds, how your energy steadies, and how your confidence grows. And then come back here and tell me your results. Share your story in the comments because your journey can inspire another man who feels like he's out of options. Now, here's what I want you to understand: your morning coffee can absolutely become a powerful tool for circulation, energy, and manhood. But coffee alone is just one piece of the puzzle. If you really want to amplify these results, there's another method I share with my patients that works hand in hand with what we talked about today. It doesn't involve food at all. Instead, it focuses on a hidden spot in your body that most men completely ignore. When you combine this simple massage ritual with what you just learned about coffee, the difference can be remarkable. I've put everything you need to know about it in another video right here on the screen. If today's tips gave you hope, that video will show you how to take it even further. So click now and watch it, because together, these two methods can help restore the confidence you thought was gone forever.